The Wayne Ayers Podcast. The Wayne Ayers Podcast. Woohoo! Time to wake your ass up for a blessed day.
Hey,
How are you?
pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm great.
How's life been?
Good. A little
Good, good.
busy, but yeah, really, really good. How are you?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Nice and sunny.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's always nice.
yeah. I've been trying to interview for a while, so I'm actually really
Oh
happy
wow.
to have you on as a guest for real.
Oh,
So
thank
yeah,
you. That's so
no,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
So happy chatting.
But you got a big movie coming out this weekend on
Yeah.
Netflix. Like first of all, how's like the whole like just promotion of this been going for you?
It's been really great. It's been so fun. Um, yeah, I think because it's an ensemble cast and all of us ladies get to reunite and do it together, that's what's been really special about it. And then just getting to talk about, you know, why we're so passionate about the project and how we're really just honoring the women of the 6888th Battalion.
No, yeah, I didn't know much about it until like I really saw the like what was it, the teaser of it. I said, what is this about? And then I got into it. But were you aware of the 6888 before you joined the cast?
No, not at all. I assumed it was because I was Canadian and maybe they didn't teach it in Canadian history, but it seems like I'm in the majority where most people didn't know about it. So yeah, that was kind of shocking.
Like what was like the like what was like your first reaction about like when you learned about the story?
Just how disappointing and sad it was that the women didn't get their flowers and that we hadn't heard of them at all. Um, because it's as the movie kind of motto goes, no male, low morale. And so what they did was really crucial for the time, and it was such an important task. Um, and just yeah, kind of shocking that we didn't know anything about it.
No, yeah, I was like, what? I didn't even know about this. But what was like? I know you probably did way more research about it than me. Like, what was like the most compelling thing to you, like when you were doing the research? Like, oh,
I think the fact that it was just the size of the battalion, 855 Black women and women of color, um, just kind of hidden from history was that's a huge number. And I think if it had been white soldiers, white male soldiers, it would have been taught in history. Um, but also just learning about Captain Charity Adams. And there's a scene in the film where she says, "Over my dead body." Carrie brilliantly acts in that scene. That was a real moment that happened. So just getting glimpses into just real moments that happened. And yeah, just spending time getting to know the women.
no, I know like with acting, I know like you guys get to, like I think the cool thing about it is like you guys get to do the research, or also get to speak to historians or like speak to relatives of the family member. Did you get to do any of that?
No, I mean, we briefly got to meet Miss Lena Darracott King on Zoom. Ebony Obsidian plays that character in the film. We got to just say hi to her really quickly on Zoom, which was so cool. She was, I believe, 100 at the time. And so that's just speaking to someone who has lived on this earth 100 years is pretty wild to begin with. But then the fact that she lived through it was yeah, just felt really grateful in that moment to have the opportunity to just be in a space with her, even though it was virtual. Yeah, unfortunately, the it's just so much time has passed that not many of the ladies are still with us. So there wasn't a huge opportunity to get to speak with members of the battalion. But what was really cool with the premiere is that Big Sean's grandmother was actually in the battalion. And I didn't know that. But he showed up and walked the carpet with a picture of his grandma and spoke about her a little bit. And it was really, really, that's just like so cool. Just seeing the impact that the women had and that they're real women.
No, no, that's actually kind of cool. I love hearing stuff like that.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
cool. Really,
No,
really
yeah.
cool.
What do you think people will take away from your character, Dolores?
I think that, well, my main takeaway, let me start with that, with Dolores, was if you hear my dog coming down the stairs, she's just she's just trotting down the stairs. Um, I think that for me, I was most excited about playing Dolores because I can speak directly to the biracial experience and being like a very light-skinned biracial Black woman. And I have really struggled with claiming my identity and my heritage and like really wanting to embrace my Blackness, but not really sure if I fit into the space and if I should be allowed. And what I loved about her is that she just knows exactly who she is and is assertive right from the beginning. Um, and so I hope that anyone watching who also has a similar experience looks at that and sees an opportunity to embrace all parts of them.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really special personal experience.
Okay, this sounds really deep for you. So I want to know, like, if you had a chance to meet Dolores, like, what was one question you would want to ask her?
Wow. That's a great question. I have so many questions popping up, but I suppose where did you where did your strength come from? Like what kept you going? Um, yeah, I I'm curious about that with all humans, but getting the chance to ask her that would be pretty special.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's dope. What's okay? I had to ask you because there's so many like talented people, talented women on this cast. Like along, it's like, dang, this is like a roster.
Yes.
Like everybody could go star in their own film and go crazy. So I want to know, like, what's like one thing about filming that you'll never forget?
Oh my, so many things. Obviously Carrie Washington is our leading lady, and I've long been a fan of hers. Um, Working with her is something I will certainly never forget. Um, just a really, really giving, kind, gracious woman, who also happens to be incredibly talented and gifted and a phenomenal actress. But perhaps more importantly is that she's just a wonderful, wonderful human. So getting to know her is something that I really cherish. And the other ladies too, like now I have forever sisters. Um, it's really been such a bonding experience, of course, with subject matter like this. Yeah, you get really close. So I would say like the relationships that form, that's probably what sticks out the most to me.
Oh, that's sweet. I was like working like with Carrie. Like, what's like something like? Did she talk to you at all? Like what do you guys? How do you
Yeah.
guys approach Carrie Washington? Because it's like it's still like.
You know, yeah, I think before we started, I've been lucky enough to work with people who are, quite famous. And I always want to, give them space and just allow them to sort of take the lead. And you never really know what you're gonna receive. But with Carrie, it just right away just was normal. It was just normal. She's just a normal person and really easy to talk to. And we talked about family, and she just loves her family so much. And I think that's really beautiful. And her family's always her priority. And um, yeah, talked about her trajectory as an actress. And yeah, just really just love her as a friend and a person.
Oh, that sounds so good because she seemed like open. I know like other actors like they like close their doors off of like, but that seems like she seemed like a very opening, like giving actress.
She really is. She's a very, very giving human.
Yeah. How was it like working with Tyler Perry and through all this? I know some of his projects people be complaining about he's rushing it, but like Like the speed of it?
Honestly, it was really great. I really respect Tyler. I think he's where he is in the industry for a reason, obviously. Um, and he just really has a vision. Like he really had the vision, knew what he wanted, and we were able to like really make our days because of that. I felt like I never I always felt like he trusted us and yeah, it was really great. He's just such a powerhouse and I respect him a lot.
Oh, sweet, sweet. Also, I want to know, I forgot to ask you this earlier. Is there anything like for people that don't know nothing about this at all, is there something they should read or watch before watching this film?
Oh, that's a great question. So there's an article, I can't remember exactly what the article is called, but it's by Kevin Heimel, and that is what the film was sort of based on slash inspired by. Like that's what led to this film being made was the article by Kevin Heimel. So I would I would recommend giving that a read just to have, some baseline information about what the film is really about.
Nice. I didn't know it was based off article. Did not know that.
Yeah, yeah, pretty interesting. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, that's hard. That's kind of cool. Like you can make like a whole production just off of art. That's kind of dope.
I know it's really cool. I our producers Carlota Espinosa and Carrie Selleck, they were heavily involved from the beginning with it and brought the article to Tyler, I believe.
Nice. Also, I want to know because you've done Descendants, Charmed, now the 6888. Like that's
Yeah,
range, right? That's range right there.
thank you. Thank you. That's so nice.
Oh, like how do you like get into like these different type of bags? How do you like? They're all very much different. One's like Disney, and the one was like the
Sure.
fantasy, and the one's just like historical. Like, is there any? I actually forget that. Is there anything like any genre that you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Ooh, for sure. I'm curious about everything and anything, really. I mean, I would love to do a full-blown action movie. Like, I would love to use my physicality to do something like that. I would love to do a horror or a thriller. Like, I haven't really tapped into that category yet. And I'm not a huge watcher of horror films, but I find them to be just like image wise and cinematically just something that would be a cool experience. Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to play a kind of a wide variety of characters and just hope to keep exploring more.
Okay, okay, I like that. I like that. Is there any like franchise you would want to join?
I mean, I would love to do Marvel. Like Marvel would be pretty epic. Um, yeah, I've always just loved that the Marvel, the MCU. Um, and it just seems like there's kind of like endless opportunities there. So shout out to Marvel. Um, and then yeah, I don't know. I would love to see like more just original content coming forward and hearing from like diverse creators and yeah, just finding
Same,
yeah, just
same. There's so many
finding
good books that
oh
people
my
could.
gosh, there's so many amazing like it's just like an endless wealth of opportunity and yeah, I just love to keep my eyes open and just sort of find the right thing.
Would you ever get into like producing and like writing, directing, and acting in your own film? I know that's like a
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to direct at some point. I would love to produce, and I definitely am curious about writing as well. I've always written poetry and sort of dabbled in it, but I've never sat down to actually write like a screenplay. But I definitely feel that it is in my future at some point, when the time is right.
nice, nice. Okay, I got one more question about the six triple eight. I want to know
Yeah,
if you if you
of
could
course.
go back in the past and like say one thing to them, what would you want to say to them?
Oh my gosh, I would just say thank you. Like I would really just give them all my love and warmth and just thank them from the bottom of my heart. Like they fought and worked for a country that had no respect for them and they didn't have to do that and they still did. Um and Yeah, I think that sums it up pretty well. I think just thank you for your selflessness and your dedication.
That's amazing. Also, I want to know, is there any speaking of historical films, is there any historical films you want to do that they have haven't brought to light
Oh
yet?
wow. You know, I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I think as an actor it would be a wonderful challenge um to continue with historical films and real lived events and playing real characters. I think that's like one of the biggest challenges you could have as an actor is to play a real person. And I love watching actors do it. I loved watching Carrie play um, Charity Adams. I loved watching Ebony play Lena King. I'm really excited to see Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan. Um, yeah, I would love to. Nothing like comes up off the top of my head, but there is a book that I read called The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, and it's not a historical fiction, but it is or a historical true story, but it's a really, really special book, and I feel like I could really um sort of lend my hand to it. So if you haven't read it yet, you should check it out. It's about two biracial women, sisters, twins actually, and one goes down the path of passing for white and having that kind of lifestyle, and um, the other embraces her black side and lives kind of authentically that way. And it follows their paths, and then they kind of diverge. Um, Really, really beautiful book.
That actually might be like a good, great movie. And then you can play twins,
Sure.
and then you really have to show your acting range from playing like one.
Yeah.
That's a project you might actually want to do yourself.
I mean, listen, I think it's actually been optioned. I don't know who it's optioned by, but I really want to throw my hat in the ring for that.
No, yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's very
Really
yeah,
cool.
no, that definitely be. You also sing too, like you're an amazing singer as well. I want to know, is there any musicians you want to play at all that you like? Okay.
Oh my gosh. The first person who comes to my head when you ask that, which I've never actually thought about before, is Alicia Keys.
Oh,
Um, I do not claim to have the talent that she has whatsoever, but I would be willing to train for it. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just she just really just popped into my head and I was like, wow, that would be really, really cool. Um,
oh, Sarah on the
incredibly.
piano.
I mean,
Sarah,
look, would love that. Would love to learn a new skill.
nice, nice. I like that. Okay, I got some fan questions for you. 'Cause I told a lot of people I was interviewing, and they're like, "Yo, you gotta answer this for me."
Oh yeah, of
So,
course.
so I got a couple for you before I let you go. I want to know the first person asked, can you give us your vegan meals? Um,
My what?
your vegan meals.
Oh, my vegan meals. Ooh, well, actually tonight my boyfriend asked me to make a it's like a sweet and sour tofu bowl and it's
Okay.
really, really good. Um, I would just Google it. I found my recipe from someone called Nora's Kitchen, and it is a crowd pleaser. I make a really great wild rice and mushroom soup. What else? Like a tofu scramble for breakfast. I love baking vegan cookies. I make a really great vegan funfetti cake for my friends' birthdays. I love making them cake. Um, yeah, yeah. It's fun. I like getting creative in the kitchen. Just get
Nice.
creative. I like looking at my fridge and being like, okay, this is what I have left. What can I possibly make from this that would taste good and not have to go out to the store to get more ingredients?
I feel
So,
you on that.
right? I can't be bothered.
Okay, the next one is if you could release a song with my bad. If you could release a song or collaborate with any musician, who would it be and what vibe would the song have?
I'm obsessed with Doechii right now. Um,
Ooh,
I would just absolutely love to collab with Doechii. Um, I
she's
would
so
want to,
dope.
she's so dope. Like she is the dopest. And in terms of vibe, I would just follow her lead because she knows what she's doing. Like I mean, she's just incredible, and I can't wait for her to pop off even more than she already has.
Nice. The next one is there a role or project that forces you to step outside of your comfort zone?
Oh. I would say with this one, I was nervous to step into it because I was, I'm lighter skinned and I wanted to make sure that I was being authentic and not, how do I word this? Just sort of being a part of the community with that, but still being respectful that, my experience is different from their experience to the next person's experience. So there was a little bit of nervousness with that, but the ladies were also amazing and like just really embraced me. Um, and so that went away very quickly. But also with Descendants, Queen of Mean is a challenging song to sing. So I was nervous about it and I had to, train up for it. And that kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone a little bit, but was ultimately so fun.
Nice. Okay, the next one is if you could revisit any character you played, who would it be?
Oh, wow. I love that. I think Audrey from Descendants. Yeah. Um, I just love playing her. She's just like the most fun I've ever had.
Okay, okay. Well, hopefully we get to you in the next Descendants film because they always dropping some.
Yeah, I know they're keeping it going. I love it. I love to see the new talent taking over.
Nice. Okay, this one you don't have to ask, but you don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. They say you're from Vancouver, Canada, and you've done a lot of work in Los Angeles. They just say help us settle this once and for all. Kendrick or Drake?
Oh, Kendrick. I don't I oh I maybe I shouldn't be so emphatic about it, but I
I
am
didn't
like,
think you were going to be.
oh my gosh. I like now I feel a little bit bad, but I have been a Kendrick fan for the longest time and I just no there's no one for me that would surpass Kendrick. So it's not a personal attack against Drake. It's just that for me, Kendrick is top tier.
How do you feel about his new album?
I feel wonderful about it. I feel great about it. I'm
Nice.
obsessed with it. Yeah,
I know I've walk around the streets, everybody's been playing it. I was like, Jesus,
it's
you can't escape it. Yeah.
I know.
Do you have a favorite song from it?
I really like Hey Now, Squabble Up. I love both songs with SZA. I know they're touring
Oh,
and
Luther. I love Luther.
it's really, really great. Yeah, I want to go to the tour. I think it's going to be really special.
Nice, nice. That was funny. It's the next one. Oh, if you could watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's a great question and a very hard question. Oh, I'm gonna have to go with Wicked. I've seen it 3 times since it came out, and I am certified obsessed. I think because it has all the elements. It's emotional, it's a musical, the acting is phenomenal, the sets are incredible, the choreography as a dancer, I can really appreciate it. You find something new every single time you watch it. Yeah, I should just be on a press run for Wicked because I
That is
have everything good
that
about it.
that is so funny because the next question is, do you think we're going to get an extended cut for Wicked?
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh.
That just lined
Wow.
up perfectly.
That's perfect. I really hope if John M. Chu, if you're listening to this, like, please, we need this. I need all of the content possible.
Nice, nice. No, Wicked was an amazing film. I love that.
It was, yeah, it
Uh,
was
Okay, my next one is if you could host a dinner with three famous people, who would it be?
Whoa. Can they be alive or dead?
Yeah, it's live or dead. Yeah.
Ooh, three famous. Ooh, ooh. Okay. I'm gonna go with Prince.
Ooh,
Um,
that might be interesting.
yeah, I just want to know how his brain works and like, and just he just seems like a really rad person and energy to be around. Um, who else? I guess maybe Malcolm X.
Ooh,
Um, like bring a historian to the table. Um,
nice.
I mean, maybe, mm, maybe Harriet Tubman instead, actually. Um, I've been fascinated with her since I was in the fifth grade. And I did a project on her. So I feel like getting to sit down with her would be pretty spectacular. Um, and then I feel like I need a wild card. Um, oh, Robin Williams. Robin.
Oh, that's
For
actually that's an interesting dinner.
Yeah, that would be really, I feel like that Prince, Robin Williams, and Harriet Tubman. Yeah, I
I feel
feel
like
like,
that's gonna be a long dinner though. I feel like Prince would have you guys go out afterwards and do some random stuff.
and I hope he does. And I hope he does.
Like you go
Yeah.
play ping pong in some club basement or something like
Yeah, I
Prince.
feel like he knows all of the hidden spots.
Yeah, no, that would be interesting. My next one is if you could collaborate with any director, writer, or actor you haven't worked with yet, who would it be? Who is at your top of the list?
Gosh. Denis Villeneuve, um, who is the director of the Dune films, but also my one of my favorite films of all time, Arrival. Um, I just think that he can do no wrong, and I would love, love, love to work with him. Um, and then actor wise, I really want to work with Anthony Hopkins. Like I love
Oh,
Anthony Hopkins. Um, I just also think he can do no wrong, and I'm obsessed with him.
nice. Okay, I like that. Those are two good choices.
Thank
Okay,
you.
my next one is if you could trade places with any actor for a day, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. If I could trade places with any actor for a day, who would it be? Hmm. I feel like I would want to trade with someone who is quite famous so I could have like so that I would have more even more respect for what it's like to kind of have your anonymity completely taken away because for me, like I go to Disney World and yeah, of course, I have like lots of kids stopping me, but it's not at that level for me. So I feel like, gosh, maybe like Zendaya would be like a cool
That's
experience, just a different experience, just like what is it like to um yeah, to just kind of have that level of fame. I'm
I'll
curious.
probably pick Tom Cruise so I could be flying planes and jumping out of them and all that stuff.
That's a great response. That's a great response. I'm like trying to be deep about it. Um, that would be really fun too. Um,
Yeah, he'd
yeah,
just be off the grid doing his own stunts, hanging off of planes and all. I just
I
want to know how that feels
know.
like. 'Cause I would never do that. So it's just like
He does it
trade for a day.
all.
Yeah, that's
He
just
does it all.
oh yeah,
So
that oh what is the last one? Okay, what is this last one? Okay, what is it? Okay, if you could star in a remake of any classic movie, whether it's a rom-com, drama, or musical, which one would you pick and what role would you want to play?
a remake of a classic film?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Hmm. Oh, Sleepless in Seattle.
Oh,
I would I love Seattle and I love rom-coms.
that's where I'm
Um,
from.
wait, really?
Yeah, I'm from Seattle.
Amazing. Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
No, yeah. Okay, I like that. I like that. Anything
Good
Seattle wise,
old
I'm
classic
support
rom-com.
it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me and answering all these beautiful questions. I appreciate you. I cannot wait to watch the film soon. It's gonna be fun.
Thank you, Wayne. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully we can do this again sometime.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to.
Yeah, and you gotta get started on that role with the two sisters, and they go into
I
different
know, I
directions.
know. Maybe I've now that I've put it out into the ether, maybe it'll come.
Yeah, I hope you get that.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.